Despite the low number of confirmed COVID-19 cases locally, no one should think that Gibraltar has beaten the virus. The result is that we have not, although the relative success so far allows for a lockdown exit strategy that is specific for the ROC to be designed. This is being based on recommendations from the World Health Organization, while also reflecting the situations in both Spain and the United Kingdom. Although there are only 4 active coronavirus cases out of a total of 133 confirmed infections, normality cannot return for now. Social distancing measures will need to remain in place at least until the end of the year, with the introduction of temperature testing being considered for all points of entry. This may also be implemented for access to some businesses and other places where people normally gather. The government may even revise its opinion on the use of face masks. Technology is likely to form part of the exit strategy, such as through the use of phone apps, while more aggressive random testing for the virus will also be carried out. Access to beaches will in all probability be restricted this summer to brief visits and swims, meaning that the usual scene of crowded shores will not be allowed. During lockdown, the elderly, as the most vulnerable group, have been prioritized. A GPS platform is being devised to keep tabs on them. For now, assistance is being provided, in particular for over 70s living in pensioner accommodation, although communication is also being maintained with other elderly citizens living elsewhere.
With the pensioner flats, it's easier to do anything with them because they live all in the same place. But we are aware of the 1,000, like I said, 1,500 who are elsewhere, and we are completely monitoring their progress or if they need anything.
While the safety of citizens remains top of the agenda, the government is also turning its focus onto the economy, with businesses having to accept the fact that upon reopening, they will be entering a different world. For the moment, many can rely on the BEAT assistance package. 750 companies have applied on behalf of their employees, 4,500 of whom have today begun to receive the monthly payment, in addition to 355 self-employed persons. The cost to the taxpayer is around £6 million, although the true effect on the economy when adding reduced revenue is not yet known.
It's important that we do realise that the cost of the pandemic is not just the amount that we are spending in the Beat COVID measures, in supporting the GHA, etc. It's also the amount we are not collecting in revenue, and I think the worst months in that respect are to come. I expect very little or no tourism during 2020 in our peak tourism months, which are May to October. That will have a knock-on effect on revenue in respect of retail businesses, etc. So all of that is unfortunately to come.
The Chief Minister remains confident that Gibraltar will stave off social and economic collapse. But with the British government's support and sustained policy of the 1970s and 80s no longer applicable, Gibraltar will this time need to pay its own way. This not only applies to the public service, as everyone will need to do more for less.
This is going to be generic, it's going to be across the board. When we talk about not going back to normality, we're talking about a new economic reality as well. I said that I did not believe that things would be harsh, but I thought they would be challenging, and this would affect the public sector, the private sector in the same way.
Fabian Picardo has appealed to all citizens to take stock of what has happened, which will mean big changes in how we live our lives going forward. He continues to advise that the lockdown rules are respected, and he had a stark warning for the bravest among us. Abide by the restrictions, as regardless of your age, if you catch the virus, you could be dead within 21 days.